whole time. And she protested them because they weren't in agreement with the songs that she released on that album. They were saying it was too rock and stuff like that, and it wasn't the pop and R&B star that she's supposed to be, the type of music, like the Try Again and all of that. So she protested them and stuff like that, and that's why it looked like she didn't give fucks giving at all with them two last singles, Rock the Boat and More Than a Woman. But, you know, you see what happened.
And I will say, definitely, she went before her time. She's definitely gone too soon.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. But I just don't see what the beef is. Like, her family, they need to sit the hell down somewhere. I mean, come on. And they just came out and stated they felt like her legacy is $2,000 for the lifetime.
Yeah.
No one else is pushing any deal to you.
Exactly. Like, because it's been over a decade since she died, and almost 14 years. If y'all didn't have no deal 5 years after the death, then I'm just saying it wasn't even meant to be at all for a movie deal or anything like that. But we do want to see what happened behind the scenes. We do want to know about the wedding to R. Kelly, the marriage and stuff like that. We do want to know.
Yes, and we will watch it.
Yes, exactly.
And every time to pass, we will watch it, people. But again, like I said, I just think, and I'm not saying beggars. I'm not calling them beggars, but you just cannot really be choosy in this situation. If you really want her story to be told, then let it be told. And it doesn't matter what type of platform is being told on, whether it's Big Screen, the Lifetime Movie Network, Fuse about.
Exactly. And even like I was saying too, when we watched the TLC movie, we actually enjoyed being in the comfort of our home, tweeting and stuff like that about the movie, having conversations, being on our couch and having little watching parties and all of that. It's going to be the same with the Whitney movie, the same with the Aaliyah movie. People got to realize that we're not in a day and age where we want to go to movies like that for real. We're not trying to spend $10 on an artist who only sold 10 million copies.
And I just went and saw Think Like a Man 2 on my birthday last Sunday. Went to a matinee, and that matinee was still $8.
Exactly. So being trying to,
No, I don't plan to pay to see a movie about Aaliyah.
Exactly. And y'all don't have to have her tracks playing in the movie, because truth is kept, y'all don't even own the rights to her music anyways, for real. Cause why is Chris Brown putting her music on? Why is Drake using vocals for her? So I'm just saying, y'all don't really own the rights to the music for real anyways. Some bootleg company on the internet owns the rights to her music. So I'm just throwing it how it is. I'm not mad, but it is what it is, people. But Jomo, he went on the radio in V103 in Atlanta last week, and he was basically saying that the family, because of the family's disapproval of the film being made, so he said obviously we haven't gotten that to gotten to that point because we didn't get the sign from Diane, Aaliyah's mother, and Rashad, her brother, to do something like that yet. The reason why we haven't done something is because we haven't had that conversation with them. This Lifetime thing came out of the blue. We saw it when the press release was released, when everybody else did. I think going forward we will have that conversation, because I think that notwithstanding whatever they do, I know there's going to be things that they don't cover because they just don't have the knowledge to cover it. And so they were saying that my one problem with what Lifetime is doing musically is that they're actually having the young lady recut Aaliyah's vocals. To hear somebody else sing on top of One in a Million, that was a lot of flack when there were other new producers doing Aaliyah music. I can't imagine someone singing One in a Million as if she's Aaliyah. That's unfathomable to me. And then about the backlash too about Zendaya, she was saying Aaliyah went through the similar situation after the R. Kelly thing. So I hate to see a young woman go through this kind of backlash she's going through. She's just trying to get a job, Zendaya, and it's not her fault. Our problem is with Lifetime and that way that they went with the project. And again, like I said, the platform. Now, moving back now, Jomo, see, it's a lot of contradiction going around because Aaliyah's family want to block the music. Lifetime has no issue with blocking, with going through with the music and having Zendaya just sing over the track like Angela Bassett did, and What's Love Got to Do with it? No problem at all. But y'all want to block the music. Diane and Rashad, because they're really only her two real family members alive right now. Honestly. since back in the day. He's been a very screwy type of business dude in this industry. You know, there's a long list. Look at the internet, people. Check the facts. There's a long list of stuff on him. So he's not there for her from jump. So, you know, I can see why her family would be kind of upset because they don't want to see some things get out. Now, that's what I'm thinking, too. Some of the things that, you know, she was going through, they don't want to see that type of stuff out there. They don't want to see about the R. Kelly situation. They don't want to relive that stuff. They don't, and, you know, of course, they don't want to relive the fact that she...
People, hell, we want to see it. That's what makes the movie.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like one of the most controversial things that happened throughout her career.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And hell, I mean, and I just feel like this. If a world-renowned author like Terry McMillan could have her book, you know, be transformed into a Lifetime movie, then what is wrong with that? You know, what's wrong with Aaliyah's biopic? You know, like I said, I just don't get it. And hell, you know, they just showed that they lay $1 short. I guess about 2 months ago, and it was very good.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And this other foolishness too. Now, if we're already talking about the backlash against Zendaya for not being black enough, even though Zendaya is half black, her dad is African American, so you know she's part of that Mariah Carey team where she is black. You know, everyone knows we got the black dad, the white mom, you're black. So he said that I just think the movie needs to be in theaters. This needs to be a major movie film. I would love to get Zoe Saldana to play Aaliyah. I think she can pull off the acting part of it, and she's obviously gorgeous and beautiful. Now, do we really think Zoe Avatar-ass can dance? Did she do a dance? No, she was in Drumline, so that don't even count because she was stiff in that movie too when she was doing them major dance moves. So she's not cut for the job. Plus, she's Latina. And
what about Sierra? I mean, hell, Sierra pretty much modeled her career after Aaliyah.
Exactly. And then you had other people auditioning too. Like all the auditioning, you know, film roles started coming out, you know, film reels started coming out as of late, you know. Even Tiana Taylor wants to audition for the film. Now, Tiana, I love you, you know, but I don't see it. Like, you gotta actually look like the person. You gotta have some type of, you know, look like, you know, like Lil Mama when she portrayed Left Eye. That was like dead on spot.
So, what you saying? I can't audition for the role as Aaliyah?
I'm just saying, you know, Aaliyah.
So, are you kidding? That would not be appropriate for me to go in there and audition for that role.
If you can dance and you can sing and you can cover your eye with some hair real quick, you go ahead. But Tiana is a little manly in her posture. Aaliyah was a tomboy. There's a difference. I'm just going to leave it at that. So, you know, that's the whole movie situation. So we're going to see how that plays out down the road. You know, if they're actually going to do the movie, if it's actually going to be able to be in theaters because of this whole situation. And I also want to see about this whole thing with Jay-Z. I hope they put the Jay-Z stuff in there too, the whole Rockefeller team, because apparently she was loving the crew. But y'all didn't hear that from me. I just said allegedly. She was loving the crew. First it was started Hov, then it went to Dame Dash. I'm just saying. Before Blue Cantrell and before Beyonce, there was Aaliyah, allegedly, back in the day. Word on the street. Y'all didn't hear from me, though.
That's the homies, huh?
Allegedly. She did. But we got to respect the dead, though, so I'm not going to talk too bad about the dead. You know, we got respect.
Well, people, we will continue to follow this story, but,
yes.
If you think I'm going to pay to see that.
Mm-hmm. No, we're not going to do it at all. So, moving on. So, the game. Now, we haven't really talked too much about the game in a while, too, you know, after the whole...
Not since he booked Tiffany's ass.
Yeah. Because did he try to play a game of Truth or Her, too?
Yeah, pretty much. He choked her out.
Okay, and that game still was, like I said, we're still trying to patent that game, people, so... Columbus Short, even though you got to up your child support payments real quick and you can't, you know, you just got fired so you don't have no money for real, and all the straight-to-DVD movies have been shot for the year already, you know, go ahead and patent that game real quick with Hasbro. But anyway, so the game has been all on the social media lately about, you know, talking about this new girl that is his daughter. So, we scratching our heads because we only thought Callie, who's that precious little girl that be on Marrying the Game, who needs her own little show.
Callie's not his only daughter? With her smart ass mouth.
Yes. So, and she's going to gangbang in the next few years, too. She's going to be right there with Lil Boogie's daughter, talking about she about that life. But anyways.
Oh, Johnny,
So, on Father's Day, he posted a picture of a little girl named Madison, and he was saying that it was his daughter. So we was trying to figure out, like we said, we hadn't seen her on the show. The only kids we know from the game is Harlem, the other little boy, and Callie. So Tiffany, of course, with her author, write and tell, got on doing interview circuits and everything like that, commenting on that situation, and she said, that that's basically not his daughter and stuff like that, and she basically just spilling the whole beans and everything. So the game, of course, being about that life, took to social media again and said, so let's get one thing clear for all and everyone that has questions about my daughter at Daddy's Little World. She is my daughter. I am her father. Doesn't matter if I'm biologically her father or if I adopted her or if a father figure was absent in her life the last 9 years of it or not. What matters is from the moment I laid eyes on her, I knew that we both were put into each other's lives for a reason. Her birth father, whomever he might be, has been absent from her life since her birth, and once I found that out, after already falling in love with her for the months prior to me accepting the role of her father, I immediately had several conversations with her mother, who works very hard for all the children and doesn't need a thing. We agreed that I would take the place as Madison's father. So,
what is that to say in there? Like, that is very mean.
Exactly. So,
oh, there. That is crazy. And I'm pretty sure she had to know. Look how long they were in a relationship together. So I'm pretty sure she knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to do that, that little girl did nothing to you. That is crazy.
Yes. But then Madison's dad hopped on the social media too on his Instagram. Now, this is why people over 50 should not need the Instagram. And I'm just now figuring out that Mimi Foss is 42 years old, so she doesn't need anything that she's been doing lately, people. But anyways, he basically went on social media saying that everything that the game was saying was a lie, that he has been in his daughter's life, that there was recent pictures of him taking, at an uncle's picnic and stuff like that, all hugged up and stuff. So Tiffany, back with her book and her journal, came back saying, I think a lot of times Jason likes to do things that for shock value. That's part of who he is. He is a showman. And I think that sometimes, majority of the time, he may speak without really thinking. Sometimes he does things perfectly just for me, just for the shock value of it all. And perhaps that's what it is. I don't know, but I wish him the best in all his endeavors. If he ever decides to take Madison on and assist her as she grows up, that's good. So who?
Well, why is that any of her damn business?
That's what I was about to say. How?
Why is that any of your concern?
Yes, like you really feeling some kind of way.
It's not that she's taking care of Callie.
Yes.
Like, why is it your business?
Exactly. See, this is why people, if you over 50 and you write in a journal still, just stay out of people's business. It's none of yours. You didn't want the game. You're not marrying him. The show's about to get canceled. Let's just move on. Like, we've been through this journey for 3 seasons now, and y'all still have made no moves. Y'all broken up. He punched you in the eye playing Truth or Truth. So let's just call it a day. Don't worry about his business anymore. Worry about yours. Write your journal and your children's book and teach them kids. Get your teacher salary real quick of $30,000 a year, and just let the man be. Just let him be a thought out here and raise these. Yes. So just let him be. Goodness. So moving on to another rapper, and speaking of LA, now I've been trying to figure out this whole thing too. Malaysia. Now I didn't even know Malaysia, and I think they kind of said it in the last season of Basketball Wives LA, but y'all know I wasn't really paying attention to the season like that up until the fight with Sunday Carter and Drea. But I didn't really realize that Malaysia was going through a divorce from her husband. So she filed papers last month, and around town she been catting around with Mace. And I was like, Mace?
That's right. Yes, but you know what? And I guess during the season of Basketball Wives, she never really said anything.